This mushroom looks poisonous, it looks dangerous, it looks like something you would never ever want to put in your mouth, but let me tell you what, it is delicious. If I didn't know anything about foraging mushrooms, I'd look at this and say, no daddy, no, we ain't eating that. We're gonna be foraging for wild chanterelle mushrooms. It's chanterelle season. Get in the woods, learn something today. What are you kids doing? Lots of eggs, yeah, this morning.
Stoney Ridge, farm Stoney Ridge, Stoney Ridge farm. Woo! All right.
Before we get started, I want you guys to know mushrooming is something you should respect. It's something you should actually fear. But there are a couple books out that I have read that are going to be right here. There's a link right here to my Amazon page. You can check them out. It's called Mushrooming Without Fear. And then there's another mushroom book. I read them cover to cover. You can read it every year. It's a super awesome read if you're into nature, if you're into foraging for your own food, if you're into just getting out in the woods and getting your butt off the couch and having fun. It's a great book. It's a great read, and it's cheap enough. Great entertainment, guys. Super entertainment. We'll go out and spend $60 on dinner, but we can't spend 25 bucks or 20 bucks on a book to teach us something. Come on now. So today what we're going to be doing, we're down here by the Stoney Ridge Falls. This is my little waterfall on the property. I'm on a 150-acre first generation farm project here. We've got chickens and cows, and we're gonna be running in some hogs here pretty soon probably. Just a zest for life here on the farm. And all of this land I bought on my own back about almost 10 years ago and started clearing, and my dream was to build a farm and to be able to do this, what I'm doing right now, and teaching you guys how to do what we're doing today. So let's go out in the forest. Without further ado, you need a few things. A knife. You need a knife. Now that's a knife. That's a little knife. You need a knife because we don't pull up our mushrooms, because if we pull them up, we ruin the mycelium that's in the ground for the next crop, okay? I see a lot of folks foraging for mushrooms and doing foraging videos about mushrooms, and they don't know what they're doing. You got to cut them off. You don't pull them up, okay? I see them pulling them up, and it just makes me want to reach in the screen and just go, bah, stop it. This is a chanterelle mushroom, and there are some characteristics of a chanterelle mushroom that you need to know. You see how it is cone shaped, okay? It's shaped like a cone. When you first cut this mushroom down at the bottom, this will look white, okay? The ridges, and you need to know the smell. It smells kind of apricot-y, a little sweet. The outside edges of this mushroom are uniform color. Underneath here, we have a special kind of gill. It's not a gill. I forget what it's called. I'll post it right down there below. If I had my book, I'd be able to tell you, but I just know what they look like. You cut these mushrooms off about that high, and you take them and you rinse them off, and you can cook them right away. They are absolutely delicious, better than anything you'll ever buy in the store. And they're everywhere, all over the forest floor right now. It is late June, early July, and these mushrooms will be blooming from late June, early July here in North Carolina all the way through mid-August. But you got to get in the woods, and they're only there for a couple days at a time. So after a rainstorm, get your butt in the woods. So right here, just very simple. These little orange guys are just jumping out at me everywhere, okay? They are just everywhere. When you're mushroom foraging, you need to pay attention to the quality of the mushroom. And there are some look-alike mushrooms out there too. So the jack-o'-lantern mushroom looks very, very similar, except for instead of having the raised ridges underneath, it has gills. Beware eating any mushroom with gills. It's very important, okay? Don't harvest mushrooms that are beyond their usable life. In other words, check it out. See this guy right here? If it looks rotten, don't harvest it, okay? Just don't. That guy right there, he'll be okay. This guy here will be okay. As you can see, we're starting to get a little blackness right here on this guy. We'll just go ahead and cut him. Reach under there with my knife, cut it off. See how it's white right there? That white will turn orange. As you can see on the outside edge here, we've got a little darkness, all right? We may trim that off. It's still edible, it's still good. And just remember, No gills, okay? Gills are bad. And it needs to have like a cone shape, okay? You need to carry these. This is my egg basket, but you need to carry these in a basket, just like this. Or you can buy a mushroom foraging basket. I'll post a link in my Amazon page also to that. But you want to carry them in a basket. They're very tender. You have to be very gentle with them, okay? Put them in a paper bag. Don't put them in a plastic bag, tie a knot in it, put them in the refrigerator. They're gonna rot. They're just gonna rot right away. Don't put them in the refrigerator out in the open like this, okay? Wrap them in a little bit of aluminum foil. They'll keep for days in the refrigerator, but you need to go ahead and consume them. So don't pick more than you can consume or freeze dry, okay? We freeze dry mushrooms and we'll have these delicacies all year long, all winter long. Now, I have chanterelles, and you learn your property or you learn your hiking trails also. Be sure you follow your local laws, even though sometimes we don't do that. But all back in here, chanterelles like to grow on the edges of old road beds, which is cool. The edges of trails, the edges of old road beds. I'm going to show you how to find them and how to harvest them. There's also a false chanterelle, and we've got some right over here. They like to grow right where the chanterelles grow. So let's show you that too. As I'm walking through, you're looking at this. Look at this big guy right here. Okay, sometimes they have gnats around them, and that's okay. We're going to reach under here with our knife. I'm going to go right in there, cut that off, and leave that stem behind, okay? Look at that guy. We're gonna have a nice big basket of mushrooms for tonight's steak and mushrooms meal. Look at that. These mushrooms taste so good, you don't need to cook anything else with them. You can use the mushrooms as a meal. If you read these books, or just look through the pictures of these books, you will learn what's good for you and what ain't good for you. And look up through here, there's a few sprouting up in there. There are wild blueberries up this hill. Let's just step down here, and we've got another big batch of mushrooms. So wherever you find chanterelle mushrooms this year, or any other type of mushroom, wherever you find these mushrooms this year, you will find them next year, and the year after, and the year after. You need to come in here, and you need to harvest daily, okay? These, again, are a delicacy, and they're not to be wasted at all. So we're gonna fill our basket up. I call this Chanterelle Ridge right over here. There are probably 10,000 chanterelle mushrooms over here. I'm gonna set the camera down and get busy picking these. The more I pick, the less that might come back next year. So I want to leave some behind. And if it looks rotten, don't eat it, don't pick it. Before I get to foraging too much, I want to show you guys a false chanterelle. So here are false chanterelles. They're orange, they're smaller, they're a different variety of chanterelle, and they're not good. Don't do those. There are a whole lot of mushrooms in the forest that are edible, but don't taste good. There are a whole lot of mushrooms in the forest that are edible, but will make you sick if you eat too much. And sometimes there are a lot of mushrooms in the forest that are trippy. We don't want to get into those either. We just want to eat dinner. So let's cut a few more out here, and then we're going to head across the creek to Chanterelle Ridge, also known as Tick Ridge. Get right under here. Take me knife. Just like that. There we go. Awesome. The stems are almost a little bit hollow on these. This is going to be the last one I take from right here in this area, because I want more to come back next year. Awesome, look at that. This mushroom looks poisonous, it looks dangerous, it looks like something you would never ever want to put in your mouth, but let me tell you what, it is delicious. If I didn't know anything about foraging mushrooms, I'd look at this and say, no daddy, no, we ain't eating that. We'll go across the creek here. This is the Stoney Ridge Falls. Gorgeous little area here on the farm. Get down in here, get my feet wet, don't fall in. All right, Chanterelle Ridge. Okay, here's some more chanterelles and ferns, beautiful. And false chanterelle. Another thing you can tell on a false chanterelle is it'll be growing in dead wood, okay? Chanterelles typically don't grow on logs or anything like that, so beware any mushroom you see that looks like a chanterelle on a log, because that could be your jack-o'-lantern mushroom, and that could also be your false chanterelle. That'll make you sick. We don't want to get sick. Okay, here's one we're not gonna harvest. See how it's not brilliantly orange? It's got black around the outside edges right there. We're not gonna harvest that guy. We want fresh, delicious, ripe and ready to pick mushrooms. Okay, just one right here. I'm gonna leave him alone. We're gonna go on Chanterelle Ridge, which is way over here. Guys, let me know if you like this kind of video. I don't do these very much because they don't get any views. People don't seem to care about how to feed themselves on their property. And it's just awesome. It's a no-brainer to me. If every year you get these delicious delicacies off of your property or just out on your hiking trail, I mean, why not do that? Why not take advantage of that? There we go. Be sure you leave that behind, okay? That's mycelium. Mycelium is all underneath our feet everywhere we go. I don't care if we're in the desert of Utah or out here in the forests of North Carolina. It's everywhere. Mycelium, it's the building block of life. They're just everywhere, guys. They are just everywhere. All up over this hillside right here. Now I know what you're thinking. Man, I ain't eating that. It didn't come from the store. Good God, if the food that's killing us, it comes from the store. Gosh. This is nature. This is real. This is real life. This is earthy. And they have an earthy aroma, an earthy flavor. Here's a bunch of them. Wow. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh, heaven. Chanterelle heaven. Mama, I died and went to chanterelle heaven. Oh, baby. Look at that. Look at this little ugly critter right here. Look at that. All right, guys. Now you know. That's how you harvest chanterelle mushrooms. Now you know what the difference is. Don't eat mushrooms that you don't know about. Don't eat mushrooms with gills. Ridges are typically okay. Gills, not so much. Now you know what a false chanterelle looks like. You typically won't find a chanterelle mushroom growing on a dead log. So walk away from it. Don't be afraid to walk away, but don't be afraid to learn. Folks, thank you all so very much. I have a huge bounty of chanterelle mushrooms. My dad's coming up here and he's gonna get him a huge bounty too. We're gonna load up the freeze dryer and get her done. And that mosquito is gonna get off my neck. Take care, guys. Thanks so much for watching today. Please tell me if you'd like to see any more videos like this. We're gonna be in the forest in about a month harvesting pawpaws. If you don't know what a pawpaw is, stay tuned. There'll be a link at the end of this video to pawpaw harvesting too. Take care. See you next time. Woo!
Come on down to the Stoney Ridge. Bring your wife and bring your kids. We're living life pure and sweet. That's the way it's supposed to be, Stoney Ridge.
Gonna run out of gas on the way down here. My butt is burning. Ow, hot seat. Don't fall, dummy. Fall down. Don't fall. There's a cute. Chanterelle Ridge. Oh, baby. And get her done. See if we got any worms for fishing later. Oh, baby. Get a big boy. Come on out there. Oh, give me a fishing worm. Yeah, buddy. I'm going fishing later. Woohoo! See y'all next time.